That stuff matters, carved in stone. Every stitch and every tone. Living, loving, grinding through all the nerdy things we do.
What's up, guys? Welcome to That Stuff Matters. I am here with one of my closest friends, and
Short term, we just become friends too.
yeah, it's been recent. And well, first of all, this is Mr. Anthony Kitchen from Kitchen Farms. Anthony, thank you for being here today.
No, thanks for having me.
We met. How many years ago was it now?
It would have been 2021.
4.
Yeah, so 4 years.
4 years ago, you came in for some supplements, and
No, I come in to start training.
well, right, but
'Cause-
it was supplements and training, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Yep. Thought I needed some help. Thought I knew everything.
Yeah, it was a good time. And you were like, I don't need the gym. I got my own gym.
Yeah, I just need help on eating and supplements.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized real quickly that I didn't know anything.
And then you're like, oh, wait, this gym's fun.
Yeah, you guys were crazy.
We came for a long time well, you would come at like stupid time.
Like, I'd be here at 4,
Yeah.
and Jared would come in with me,
And then I would get here like about 5.
and I'd be about ready to leave.
Yeah. What was it like those first few times you were?
So the first day I was here, Ty had took Gorilla Piss.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first day
First
I came
day?
in, he come in. I'd never met him before, and he come in. He was beat red and like freaking out, and I was like, "What? What have I got myself into?"
Yeah.
And it just
So, for those of you listening or watching, Gorilla Piss is a pre-workout that we used to have here. It's no longer made, but it wasn't necessarily like very high stem, but what it was very high in niacin. And what that means is it makes your skin flush and like burn.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like you have some sort of welts
Reaction,
or
yeah.
like poison.
yeah.
But it
was
makes you
intense.
extremely hot
Yeah.
in odd places,
Yeah.
like your face,
Yeah.
your ears, your elbows.
The one time I took it, I was like, I've got to get to moving. Like I can't sit still.
Yeah,
It was intense.
yeah. It was it's pretty fun. But I remember those days.
Those were the days of no responsibilities, no podcasts.
Yeah, that was before I tried the first podcast.
Yeah, that was before the first one. You weren't even embroidering then, were you?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's been a long time ago.
You were on the first podcast too.
Yeah, I was eating my chicken
Right
and
here.
rice. Yeah, except we were facing that way.
Yep. Wow,
So this has always been the podcast home.
it has. But that one, I didn't have great equipment, and we really didn't know what we were
Yeah,
doing.
you were just going with it.
Yeah.
I feel like you've definitely done your research by how this is all set up now, and
Yeah. Well, and like you said, it looks bigger on,
it does look huge.
but when you get in here, it's pretty small, pretty tight space. But I'm so glad that you're here because, one thing that makes rural communities special are the farming communities and the way that so many people depend on
Yeah.
the things that the farmers do. So Kitchen Farms is third generation now, is
Yeah,
it where we're
yeah.
at? So how long has your family been farming in Missouri, and what year did that start?
So Grandpa officially started farming full time in 1968.
Wow.
Before then, he was logging, cut walnut logs
Huh.
all over the state, other states. We'll go after parts in Illinois, and he'll be like, "Yeah, this road takes a jag up here," and I cut walnut logs up there, and sure enough, it takes a little jag, and you can see up on the hill. And
Real quick, I just want to say, like, I love hanging out with like old dudes because they're constantly like trying to correlate where they're at.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
I've been down that road,
Yeah.
or I worked on that, or
Yeah.
I did that. Or it really hit me this weekend. I was at a wedding, and here's my dad. He just talks to everybody,
Yeah.
and he's always trying to connect someone he knows with someone
Yeah.
you know.
yep.
I just love that.
Oh yeah. Well, the first time I met him, he's like, "Well, you're Gary Kitchen's grandson." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I mean, just right off the bat. But Grandpa, he can remember like when he was there based on what pickup he was driving. He was like, "I was driving that 1970 3/4 ton, so I was there in 70 to 71.
Wow.
I traded that for this," and then it goes down as what he drove at the time and what he traded for and what he traded it on, and everything else. It's kind of cool.
That's super
He's
cool.
a pickup guy. He's had a lot of pickups in his life.
Is he Chevy guy?
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
So there's one that we had out in our back behind our shop for years, and I wish we still had it. You know, he finally decided to scrap it here probably 10, 15 years
He
ago.
had a Mustang though, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, he still got it.
Oh, he still
Yeah,
got.
yeah.
It looks like it's straight out of like a Fast and the Furious movie or something.
Yeah, it's not made to jump over stuff.
No.
Not quite that intense.
What are some of your earliest memories of farming as a kid?
The first one that comes right off the bat is we were farming down by Pioneer Nursing Home in North Saline, and I was riding with Grandpa, and I think it would have been a 7720 combine, John Deere, but I can't remember for sure. And there was no buddy seat. It was just he had a box that you keep spare parts in. And there was a yellow lever you had to pull to swing the auger out, and I always got to pull the lever when I was riding with him. So that's one I always think about, especially now.
That
like,
made you feel big time.
oh yeah, and now like he rides with me in the combine, and like everything, the advances and everything is so different now. So he'll sit there and look around at stuff and be like, well, what's that do and what's this do? And I'm like, that's touch screen. You can't click on that. But then another one, Dad had me disking one time. I don't know, I got to disc one pass through a field right there in Buckland Junction. I've always remembered that. One of our Ford tractors that we had for years. So I don't know. Don't ask me how old I was in either one of those. I just remember them.
Yeah.
I remember the places and I remember the equipment. That's all I do.
Yeah. That's something that, you know, because Anthony and I will Snapchat and I get to see, you know, from the cab.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's crazy how advanced the technology
Yeah.
is. I mean, it is almost like a video game.
Yeah, it's crazy anymore. And the fact that the stuff we have is nothing compared to what is actually out there. Like there's tractors driving themselves now.
Right. With no one in them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I always.
And you can like sync up like combine with a grain cart tractor and stuff now where they run together.
That's wild.
Yeah, there's the stuff out there is just incredible.
Well, it's like ever since we started hanging out, my algorithm just shows me
Oh,
like
yeah.
farming.
Well, and
videos.
you're a technology guy.
Yeah, so it's
So
very
you get
interesting to
excited
see.
whenever I add something to equipment because I'll send you videos and you're like, dude, your wire management's just
Yeah.
so nice.
Well, I used to install car stereos,
Yeah.
so I mean, I appreciate when people actually take time to route their wires
Yeah.
properly. Man, how has farming changed from when your grandfather was doing it till now? Like, what are the major changes?
Oh man, the size of everything.
Oh.
You know, like my grandpa and my dad. Whenever I was a kid, they were planting with 6 and 8 row planters. Now I run a 24 row, and 12 and 13, 15 foot bean heads, and we've got 35s and 40s now. I mean, that's the big obvious thing. I mean, the technology obviously is making things a lot easier every day.
And those advancements are just so you can take on more work
Oh, yeah.
and
Yep.
get it done faster.
Yep.
And
And the technology it's obsolete by the time you put it in. It's advancing that quick anymore.
yeah, technology's crazy. Is there any like tradition or lesson that's stayed though through all 3 generations? Like something that your grandfather did that you're still doing? Like,
Just getting the job done, working every day. It seems like, you know, we take time for family. Like we've got some rain delays here this week, so I'll be home every night. But when it's time to work, you know, that's just what's been. Grandpa grew up, you know, what you would call dirt poor. He had dirt floors, didn't have running water, anything like that, and he's grown into what he is now. Has a lot of
Wow.
people's respect, and so he's kind of built that mentality into me and Dad and Cyrus that
yeah.
when it's time to work, it's time to work, and there's always time to work.
Well, and I think everyone, like, we see farmers like working late, you know, in the fields, and they're up at the crack of dawn. But like when you actually witness it firsthand,
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible the number of hours you put in per day,
Oh yeah,
every single day,
Yeah.
7 days a week,
yeah,
from the time it starts till the time
yeah.
that you know you can breathe.
Well, like last year, Cyrus and I, we were hauling grain to Quincy in the middle of harvest.
Right.
So him and I would get to the shop at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, go over the semis, drive to Quincy, and I don't know how it was with him, but we would talk on the phone the whole way to Quincy. And for me, that was just keeping me awake. I don't know if he was just wanting to BS and whatever. But for me, that just having somebody to talk to the whole way, and I could see the back of his truck the whole time.
Yeah.
And I talked to him the whole way over there. And then by the way back, we were kind of awake and we'd be on our way back. And then we'd combine till 9, 10, 11 o'clock.
And that was because the local
locals were full.
locals were full.
Yeah.
Does
It was
that
kind of
happen
a
very
fun.
often?
Nah, I mean, yes, it'll be full for like a few days and then it'll clear back up. You'll get a rain delay and they'll clear some stuff out because nobody's bringing stuff in. But last year was just crazy. There's no other way to describe how it all. I mean, you could go into a depth detail of what happened, but that's a whole different story. But it was kind of fun for me inside to do that. We did it for about 3 weeks. And I mean, we were exhausted, but it was a fun experience, I will say.
Yeah. Memories.
Oh yeah,
What's been the hardest part of this year's harvest?
moisture in the beans. I mean, they got to get down to like a certain percentage of moisture to be able to not get like docked at the elevator.
Yeah.
And it's just been
So how do you test that? How do you know?
moisture tester. Don't ask me what it does. I really don't know. You pour it into a cup and it somehow reads what the moisture is within the grain.
Really?
Yeah, I have a portable one that I keep in my combine, and then like Agland has one that I'll double check my portable one with every now and then. So like you want it down to 13% without taking a dock. Well, the first week you started cutting beans, every morning they were like 16%. So you'd wait all day till 5 o'clock, and then you'd cut 3 or 4 truckloads, and they get wet again, go on
Man.
again. It was terrible. It was so, I mean, you just sat around and
So on days like that, what are you doing? You're constantly just like waiting and checking?
yeah, I mean, like I was mowing waterways. We were doing some stuff on some trucks and stuff that kind of needed to be done.
Well, and that's one thing else I'll say is I've noticed that you've got harvest and you got like these certain times of year
Yeah.
where there's busy times, but you've got something to do every single
Oh
day.
yeah. So I was checking cows every day. That's
The maintenance required on the machinery
oh yeah.
is like you're greasing like everything possible. You're putting new blades in,
Yep.
new parts
Yep.
in. And
Hopefully you don't have to put a whole bunch of parts in it, but
but
on the daily.
it seems like every day something
Oh yeah.
breaks.
Oh yeah. Yep. Well, that's like, I mean, this weekend we were combining and a piece broke on my bean head, and it was Saturday at 6 o'clock of an evening. I mean, we were done with that head for the weekend. You know, it was done. There's nothing else you could do about it. Couldn't get parts.
Man.
So
So all those things like weather, equipment cost, grain prices, all that stuff really affects your day-to-day decisions.
yeah. I mean, I look at the weather. I don't even know how many times I look at the weather throughout the day, especially at this time of year. This time and then planting season, you're just looking at it all the time, trying to figure out what you need to do. Like we will maybe move to a certain area when we're combining because the road could get muddier if we get a big rain, and or we can drive into the field here if it's dry. So we'll try to get that out in a timely manner. So that kind of plays into effect, you know, timing wise.
That's a lot to like be constantly like
Oh, yeah.
thinking through. How do you handle like the mental side of that? I mean, do you have like some sort of like habit that like lowers that mental load on you, or something that you do?
Not really. I mean, weather-wise, it's just yeah. I mean, just sometimes stuff gets thrown. I mean, that's just how it is. But no, the weather I check it every morning when I first get up. You know, and then if it's got some concern in it, I might check it again. Like last week when the weather was nice all week, check it every morning, make sure I wasn't looking at the next day. That day I was looking at the end of the 10-day forecast, what was coming in, the markets and stuff. I mean, that's something you check. It constantly changes throughout the day, so it seems like anytime you think about it, you're like, oh, I better see what they're doing now. It's just never ending on that deal.
So, and I don't know much, you know, about farming. I will be honest with you, but so how are like small family farms surviving against like corporate agriculture?
I think the face-to-face interaction. You know,
That's
we've got some
important.
landlords that, you know, I'll go by their house and I'll see them out there. And yeah, do I have time to stop and visit for 30 minutes? Probably not, but I will because, you know, we've been doing their ground for 20 years. You know, it's nice to kind of stop and visit with them. And then I'm the younger generation in it. You know, they've dealt with my dad and my grandpa. They want to see that,
Right.
or I hope they want to see that somebody young is kind of putting an effort in to visit with them, to shake their hand, look them in the eye, ask them how they're doing.
Yeah, that's important.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For sure.
I think that's the biggest difference. You know, corporate people, they're just making phone calls all day. It seems like.
It's all about money.
Oh yeah.
What kind of sacrifices does all this farming demand from your family?
Like my wife.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, she's the best.
unsung
She's a
hero.
single mother for 6 months out of the year probably, and rocks it. You know I mean that's the side of technology that's great. I mean, when she gets off work, she calls me. We'll visit for a 10-minute commute back to Buckland, and then when the kids go to bed, or even sometimes a lot of times before, she'll FaceTime me, and I've got a phone mount sits right there where I can just glance right over, right on next to my monitor, and I can see her. I can see the kids.
Yeah.
Visit with them. Cleo can say Dada. Rhett can tell me about school. And then always after the kid goes to bed, the kids go to bed, she'll FaceTime me again and we'll visit
Yeah.
until some kind of catastrophe happens or, hey, I'm going to get ready to head
Well,
home
there's
for the
stuff.
night.
There's stuff in the family, like the household, that decisions have to be made, and
Oh, yeah,
things
yeah.
that need to be done, and who's going to do them, and
And like everything, all that I try to do as a whole is for my wife and my kids to try to give them a better life, give them more success in what they're doing. And, like there's some things that you sacrifice, like Rhett's playing basketball at Marceline, and I've made clear, like every Saturday for the next 5 Saturdays, like I'm gone of a morning.
now.
And I have no intentions of missing that. I missed one flag
You-
football game at the last one this year because we just started showing corn, and I was like, I've watched 3.
Yeah.
I don't, I'm from Buckland. We didn't have football, so football's not a huge.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say, though. You played college basketball.
I did.
So is basketball with Rhett pretty important
Oh
to
yeah,
you, like
oh,
that
yeah.
experience?
Yeah, we poured new concrete at my house, and I bought him a basketball goal, and we played so much
Mm-hmm.
since we've done that.
And you're coaching?
I'm coaching, quote unquote. I haven't been really involved because it's been harvest time, but
Yeah.
I was asked to help, and I told them I wanted to, but they've got Allison Leaport's doing it, and then Ethan Jackson over. He works with your dad, I think.
Yeah.
He's helping with it, and his wife, and they're both played sports all through high school and stuff, so they're both great at it too. So
Yeah.
I've kind of where I've been sucked into harvest. Like our first game, I was like, yeah, you guys got it. If you need anything, holler at me.
Yeah.
So, and I've been to a couple practices, and they're rocking it. So it's like herding cats. I mean, they're 4 and 5 year olds, and they've got it under control. It's awesome.
It is. It is like herding cats. But, that's something that, so when I got fired from my job, like a big part of the decisions I was making was I wanted to do something that I for sure wasn't going to miss the kids,
Yeah.
like games. Like that was really important to me
Yep.
to make sure I was there. Like I don't mind working all day. I
Yeah.
don't mind, not being there for,
Well, I think you're
Like
kind of
sitting
like
down with
me
dinner,
when
but-
it comes to work. Like, you love what you do.
yeah.
So, I mean, that makes a difference I think before you didn't exactly love
Not
it.
always, that's for sure. That's for sure.
So, like, you're kind of like me. Like, there's a lot of times you're here late and I see it. We'll Snapchat each other and you'll be like, oh, I'm still grinding patches. And I'll send you a picture from the cab. You're like, can't believe you're
Yeah.
still there.
That has happened a lot. Because I think that in some instances, you were like surprised that like I had to put in that many hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't realize what happened here when we first met.
Man, so how would you say rural communities support each other when things get tough? Like, droughts, floods, bad markets.
I think just being there for each other, having somebody to talk to
Talk
that's
it
going
out.
through the same stuff. There's a lot of people around here, Quinn's from Marceline, Lambert's from over here that we've been good friends with for a long time.
Mhm.
Jackson's, Dutchman up there. I mean, we all visit, maybe not every day, but how much rain do you get, how much you got there, and, how bad was the rain over there
Sure.
and stuff. Brookfield, sometimes you guys get 6 inches and we only get 2 or 3.
That's weird.
That's crazy. And we've got some ground over here, so we'll call, talk to them, see how they're getting along. They're up north,
Very cool.
There's a lot of support within each other on it, you know what I mean? We all rely on ourselves, but when something bad happens, you got somebody to talk to that's going through the exact same thing.
Yeah. What does I mean, what would you say farming really means to you, like personally, like beyond it just being a job? Like, I know that before you answer, I know that you're proud of Kitchen Farms
Yeah.
and, like making the hoodies and the hats and stuff. Like that your grandpa started that means something to
Yeah.
you. I feel
Yeah.
like.
What was the question again?
What does farming mean to
You know
you?
what I mean? I think it's really just about, my grandpa built it. It's about keeping the family alive, family name alive and keeping what he built and worked so hard to build going. So I guess you'd say just like the pride in it. And,
Yeah.
I don't really know how to exactly answer that
Well, no, but I
because that's just kind of what it is. It's just he's built it. I want to keep it going. Dad's been beside him for 50 years. Cyrus and I are beside him now.
right.
So we're just doing everything we can, I guess, to keep it there and
Well, and
keep the name proud. People not proud of the name and stuff like that.
well, and just in talking to you frequently, like I can tell that that's important. Like
Oh yeah,
your grandfather and your dad and just the tradition there of
Yeah.
farming is important to you.
it's tough sometimes. Us four work together 360 days out of the year. There's times we all get irritated with each other,
Oh
and
yeah,
it's tough sometimes. But I know if I picked up my phone right now and called Dad or Cyrus, they'd pull right up here and help me with whatever I needed, and they know the same for me. And it doesn't matter if we told each other to go screw themselves the night before. The next day, we're going to be right back there in the same place, ready to work.
you can't spend that much time together, especially in a like high intensity like
Yeah.
field like
Yeah.
that,
Oh yeah.
where things go wrong and not like butt heads
Oh,
occasionally.
yeah. There's a lot of fun times. The CB radio gets a little exciting every
Yeah.
now and then, especially in the evening. We'll get to talking smack to each other, and it don't happen very often, but every now and then it does, and it's just kind of fun.
Yeah. Man, do you have any like success story from this year's harvest or years past? Like one that just stands out of,
Last year was cool because we were done in October. It was
yeah.
the first time we'd been done in October in a long time, which the weather was just right. I mean, there was nothing we did. It was just the weather was perfect. We started and it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
I think we took one Saturday off because we had a wedding to go to, and then I think we took the next Sunday off because that was when we were trying to decide. All the locals got full, and we were trying to decide we were going to go to Quincy, what we were going to do. So we spent that Sunday trying to kind of make a plan with that, and then I don't think we stopped. Other than that, we went corn straight to beans through to the end.
Mm.
It was
And you've just got some beans left to do now?
yeah, and then we could do some custom corn for a couple guys, but there's not a whole lot of that left.
What's custom corn?
Like we just harvest it for them.
Oh, okay.
Like he plants it and takes care of spraying it and everything. He's a truck driver, so
Oh, okay.
kind of goes hand in hand. He helps us, we help him.
Because you're third generation, have there been any advances that like your grandfather is just like couldn't believe? Like,
It took him a long time to really get used to the guidance on planters.
mm,
I can remember we do a test plot every year with corn. I don't know if you've ever seen AgriService posts about it. We do it every year. We'll put 20 varieties next to each other and shell them out, see who does the best. And one of the first times I'd done one, he's like, make sure you get your marker down. Make sure them lines are perfectly straight. And I was like, I got guidance. He goes, no, I don't care about the guidance. You use your marker. And now I've got a planter. The planter I run doesn't even have markers on it. But I remember that distinctly. He was like, I don't care about that guidance. You use your marker. I want this right. And
yeah,
now that's just obsolete,
man.
which was cool. It's kind of, I had never really thought about that. That's kind of crazy to think about that. That was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah. And technology now just goes so quick.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times when you see the first iteration of something or the first couple iterations of some advancement, it
You're
is
so
hard
unsure
to
of
accept.
it, yeah.
But
And like now the technology it's down to sub-inch. Like stuff stays within an inch of error, quote unquote.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Mine runs 3 inches, but it's more than great enough for what we need.
Huh. That's pretty wild. So are you starting to see like Rhett take an interest?
Oh yeah,
So what's that feel like?
it's awesome. It's so much fun. He spent so much time with us, man. He planted the last of the corn this year. The last like 10 acres.
Yeah.
He was riding with me. It was on a Sunday afternoon. I had 40 acres left, and I'd planted inrows. And he's very observant. Like he knows like that this button does this and that button does that. And I switched my guidance and gauge. It used to be a button on the floor. You'd push it with your foot, and I put it in my console. And right off the bat, he said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what's that?" I was like, "That's my guidance." He goes, "It's not on the floor anymore." I was like, "No." And I got to thinking, like, the one reason I had never running is because he couldn't reach that button. I was like, well, he knows what this is. So I got the inrows all on, and it was pretty easy hill to plant. I was like, "You want to run this for a little bit?" Yeah, yeah. So he got over there, and I mean, I'd walk him through all of it, you know, get him up to speed, get your planter up, all that. But it was one of my favorite, gonna be one of my favorite memories of him. And then he goes with my dad all the time. He loves going with
Yeah.
Papa and going and doing, which Dad lets him do all kinds of fun stuff. Running, he was running the skid steer. You know, Dad would be sitting there, and Rhett would be running the hand controls at like 2.
Oh man.
Pushing snow and stuff, and so that's been fun. And he's been with me in the sprayer a couple of times, which I don't overly like, but it was just a situation that he needed to go with me and baling hay. I mean, he picks up on it so quick.
It's so cool because kids are so like impressionable.
Oh yeah,
And like to him, you guys are like the superheroes,
Yeah.
the coolest guys.
Yeah,
And
and like he's got like I think I asked you if you could do it, a rug of an aerial photo of one of our farms, and whatever we're doing, that's what he's doing. You know, if we're
Yeah.
planting, he's planting. If we're
that's
haying,
very cool.
and it's crop ground, but if we're haying, he's haying that thing. It's so much fun to watch him and his little imagination, you know. Oh, I'm broke. He has breakdowns on his little farm because he's just so used to us being broke down with stuff. He's like, this tractor ain't working right.
Hopefully he doesn't use the same
and
language you do.
Well, and he'll tell me like Jeremy Frazier at Brookfield Tractor, he's probably my most reliable source on fixing our equipment. And I'll call Jeremy, and Rhett's been with me when I've talked to Jeremy, or Jeremy's been there. And he's got a Challenger tractor, which is what Brookfield Tractor works on. He's like, I'm gonna have to call Jeremy, and I'm just like, dude, no.
That's funny.
Which Jeremy gets a kick out of that kind of stuff too. Well, and then he had his dozer loaded up one day. He said he was gonna have to take it to Beals. I was just like, you picked up way too much, kid.
They're always listening.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's funny.
yeah. He's slipped the F word once. So
Well,
while playing farm toys, I mean, it can't be. He said, "This effing tractor."
well, then it probably was worth it.
Dustin said, I couldn't help but laugh. I mean, he used it correctly. He can't be saying that.
Yeah. Man, what's one piece of advice you'd give him or young people, like thinking about getting into agriculture?
Man, there's always going to be stuff to worry about day in and day out, whether it's equipment breakdowns, equipment not quite running right, markets sucking, input prices being high. But as long as you work hard, you can get through all of it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always a way to get through that problems that come out of everything, you know, whether it's turning wrenches or making a phone call to a service tech and for the breakdown side, and then the inputs, there's always numbers that can be crunched, you know, just sharpen your pencil a little more. Might have to cut a little bit off here and add some here and make things work a little better.
I always, like, when I was always talking about fitness, for example, I always told people, like, if you just accept the suck
Yep.
and be willing to work,
Yep.
just work and work and work,
Yep.
like, you can get through anything.
That's what it comes down to. I mean, and I've Snapchatted you a lot, this POS freaking thing, you know, and an hour or two later, I'm back running, you know how it is. Sometimes you just got to be angry for a few seconds. And
Yeah, it feels good just to let it out. So it's got to be rewarding in a sense. Like, do you ever, drive by a field or something and you're just looking at it and you're like, man, that looks...
oh, it's always cool. Like, you plant these little seeds and just throw them in the ground basically through this advanced piece of equipment. nothing. I mean, you just cover it back up with dirt and hope for the best. And you go out there a couple weeks later, and there's little sprigs of green coming up. And then in July, it's shoulder high, head high, whatever, hopefully. And then harvest comes around, and you're seeing the kernels come into the combine. It gives you a sense of satisfaction to know that this is one little thing that you had to do everything right to get this to work. You know, Mother Nature plays her hand in the
Mhm.
game all the time, but you got to do everything you can do. There's only so much we can control.
I feel like corn was really tall this
It
year.
was tall this year.
I didn't know if I was just
There was
crazy.
some of it that was like taller than the combine. It was incredible.
Hmm. Man, so like how would you see, or have you thought about like the future of farming in small towns? Like, is there anything major on the horizon, or
Not that I know of. I'm hoping it's just, like back to them family farms. Like Steve and Matt, they've got their boys that seem to be really big into farming. You hope that stays around. I've got Rhett, Ron, and them. They've got some kids up there that are his kids are having kids now, so hopefully they stay involved. Lee's got his daughter and son that, as well as Rhett. I mean, they're in the cab with him all the time. So hopefully, just as small towns, you hope that next generation just stays interested in it all and continues to build it and keep us all going.
because you're in the industry, like, do you look at like nationally and feel like maybe a lot of small farms are dying, or
Yeah, and you never really. I mean, you look at stuff online, and you know this as well as I do, and you never really know what's really going on. You see these people that are posting content every day, and are they working for themselves, or are they working for a corporate farm like we talked about earlier? You don't really know. I have no reason to believe that they're not working for themselves, but you have troubles comparing yourself to people like that.
yeah.
That
Well, farming isn't something that you can just decide, oh, I'm going to start.
oh yeah, there's only one person I ever known, and I don't know. I've met him once. That starts doing popcorn down by like Ladonia and stuff.
Huh.
Gavin Spore's his name. He's a cool guy, but he's started from nothing. Yeah, he had like I said, I met him once.
That's got to be rare.
Oh yeah, it's super rare.
So, like,
But he does all the content stuff. I think that helped him a lot. Got a
Mhm.
lot of his name out there a lot. But
the social medias.
yep,
So, and I'm just assuming, like, small farms start to struggle. That's perfect for the corporate world because they
Oh,
just
yeah.
want to come in and scoop
Yeah.
that up. And
yeah. Which I like. I mean, I'm here, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my grandpa. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? I probably wouldn't even still be in the area if it wasn't for him and what he's done years ago, building up to what we have now. And I don't think I would have been. Coming back to be with him and Dad, and obviously close to my parents and my grandparents, all my family. And growing up, Cyrus and I grew up together, farming with our dad. So it's kind of cool for me and him to do it together now.
yeah, for sure.
We carpet farmed when we were kids.
Is there yeah? Is there any misconceptions about farming that you think people have? Like, maybe not here locally, rural, but like people in the city or something. Like, are there major misconceptions about farming?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff people disagree with. I think one of the biggest deals, they always think farmers are like they think we own the road with equipment.
Mm.
Like, I see you behind me. I'm stressed out because you're back there because I know you're in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
We're big. We go up Highway 11. We're taking with our combines. We're taking up the whole road.
Yeah.
And we got a flagger in front of us, and we're gonna let you around as soon as we can. I think people just get in so big a hurry. Just give us a good location. We're not gonna let you around at the top of a hill, bottom of a hill, and as soon as we get the chance, unless we're about to turn off, we're gonna let somebody.
Sure.
We're gonna take off.
And I mean, you guys you're just doing your job.
Right. It's tough. I feel like I've had the finger a lot in my life, and I'm like, man, I'm just trying to get somewhere too.
Were you an FFA as a kid?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Do you feel like FFA plays a huge part in like generation after generation? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, Buckland FFA was really good, and I at that point, at that age, I didn't really want to farm because I seen the stress it put on my dad. I was old enough to like recognize that. I wanted to coach basketball. I went to college, playing basketball, wanting to coach basketball, and I was there for a semester. Decided I wanted to come home and farm, and Grandpa was like, "You need to get your degree. Go ahead and get your degree. Switch it over to something that we can kind of do here," which I have a business degree now, and I use it every day on things. But I think that at the time I didn't realize how much it pushed me that way to stay home and farm. But there's a lot of things I learned now, like looking back. At the time, I was just looking to get out of school. You know, we went on field trips. They did. Went on area field trips, contests, all that kind of stuff. National convention. That's what I want to do. I just want to get out of school.
Mm-hmm.
But now I look at it and I think about some of the stuff we did and some of the leadership things that they had and all of those. And I think they made a big difference in pushing me back towards where I am doing today.
Yeah. And you mentioned it, like a business degree has, I'm sure, helped
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot because the number of numbers you're running,
Right.
you know, throughout the year is overwhelming.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And it's ever changing.
Uh-huh.
The numbers change every day.
Yeah. I mean, I just trying to figure out how this, you know, harvest is going, what you need to hit.
Yep.
And, I mean, that
Yep.
would stress you
Your
out.
pencil's got to be sharp all the time.
Man, if let's say I give Anthony Kitchen like a magic wand and you can change anything about farming, agriculture or whatever, like what would you change?
Boy, you hit me with some hard questions.
Well,
at the end.
and just so everyone, you know, listening or watching knows, like I didn't send these to Anthony.
Yeah, he's hitting me. This is the first time I'm hearing any of these. Do you send everybody else?
Oh, usually I send them to everybody.
Thanks for that.
I wanted ours just to be real and authentic,
Yeah.
Anthony.
I don't know, man. I wish I could. I mean, you being one of my closest friends, I wish it was less dangerous for everybody. You know, PTO shafts, big equipment, stuff fails. You know, I don't have a clue how you'd make it less dangerous. You know, there's been a few farming accidents in our community in the last couple of years with grain bins, and those are devastating ordeals. And I wish there was a way to make that safer. And you know, there's just things that happen, not here, not that necessarily happens to our community. Like I said, there's been a couple that have, but all over the world, you know, people get hurt all the time doing what we do.
It's a dangerous
their
job.
exposure to different things, and it just I wish you could-
Anhydrous and
yeah.
machines and
Yep.
Mother Nature
Yep.
and
yeah, anything can happen at any time. Cattle, I mean,
yeah.
they're
We haven't
so
even talked
unpredictable.
about cattle.
yeah, that's Si's deal. You want to talk about cattle, you have to get Si on here. I should have brought him.
Really,
Yeah, Si's good with cows. He's awesome with them.
man.
Every now and then I'll be kind of more involved in it with him, and I'm always like, well, what do you want? What do you think we should do? And he usually is like, this is what I want. I'm like, do it.
So
If it's what you feel's right, do it, Si.
so cattle is a big part of what you guys do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So outside of that harvest season, I mean, cattle is a
oh, huge.
daily routine.
Yep. Like I said, he's a cattle mastermind. I mean, he takes care of them. He's what's the word? Not like specific, but like he's very organized and like
Particular.
particular. That's the
Yeah.
word I'm looking for. He's particular about him. Like you have problems with feet with cattle, and he'll walk through and look at all of them every day.
Really.
Oh yeah, he's awesome with it. And he'll tell me, he'll be like, yeah, we got this going on. Or if he's got to be gone for a weekend, you know, to go to see his fiance's family, he'll be like, all right, this is what I've been doing. Watch this number and this number and this number. This is what they've been doing. This is how they've been acting. And it's just like, damn kid, how do you, he doesn't know. I mean, which he does it every day. You know,
What pisses you off more, cattle or?
oh, I hate cows. They're so
Like I knew that.
unpredictable.
Yeah.
You just, I mean, you go to work them and they never want to work. You know, they just won't sort through. They won't get in the damn lot to be able to work them and everything else. I hate them.
And they're like indestructible and
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been we were working cattle. It's been a few years ago. It was Destiny and I were together, so it's been within the last 10 years. And it'd been frozen, and it was starting to melt, so it was real slick. It was like an ice skating rink, and we were trying to preg check cows. No, we were trying to bring them home for the summer, I think, or the winter, I mean, to cap. And one turned back out the gate, and I tried to like jump over and stop her, and I slid in the ice. And whenever she walked by, she stepped on the inside of my thigh, and I had a perfect hoof print bruise.
How long ago was that? I feel like I remember that.
No, you're thinking of the time I fell on the concrete and then got kicked the next day, and my whole
okay.
my whole
I
leg
remember
was like a
bruise.
leg sleeve. But yeah, those are two good ones I've had. My left leg
So-
has been through some stuff.
Because cattle prices have been wild.
Yeah,
When you have calves, and inevitably you're gonna have the chance to lose some
Oh,
of
yeah.
them. Is that like an overwhelming like frustration, anger,
Yeah,
worry?
it's
because that's a
annoying.
lot of money.
yeah, it's annoying. We're really good at it. We're persistent and checking them multiple times a day, or if we see one that's acting like she's gonna calve, check her more often than not. And we have pretty good percentages, but you're always gonna lose some. You get them snowy days, rainy days. Cold and rain's hard on them.
And would you say you are the best cattle tag engraver in Missouri?
No, you're pretty good at it.
Well, I
You
use a
cheat though.
machine. That's fine.
I use dry erase markers, like when we make them for like our heifers. Whenever we put cow tags in them, I'll use a dry erase marker and just write on them because it'll wipe right off. And then you at least have a guide.
Okay.
You can, if you write 19
I
on
thought
it.
you were freehanding them all this time.
Well, you do, but you at least can get like your spacing and stuff right. Like if you write 19 on it, you get to grave and you're like, oh, this 9 could be over a little bit. But no, I mean I'm freehanding it.
Yeah, but you wrote it on there.
Yeah, I
and then
wrote on
you-
it first. It's like a stencil.
I get it.
Okay, Mr. Machine. I'd love for you to do them.
I get it. I don't know. It seems to for some people that's a good process,
Yeah,
and for some people that needs to be like right there on.
yeah,
the
that's
end.
how we are.
Very interesting.
We've done a lot of the cattle stuff though. Like I said, Sizemore in charge of it now. I help with sometimes working it. It seems like we've always got so much going on. I kind of hang out on my own with the row crop or turning wrenches and stuff like that anymore.
Yeah.
But we have big moves, sorting calves is always a big time, and weaning calves. Last year I put on anhydrous the whole time we were weaning calves, so you never know from day to day, year to year. Depends on the weather. If the weather's crappy and I can't do something else, I'm usually right there beside him on the cattle deal. But if I can be doing something to get us for the next year, we've kind of worked towards that direction, which we've got the help now.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference.
Is it hard to keep help?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's anywhere,
Yeah.
but in that specific line of work, I feel like it could be difficult.
Yeah, we've got
Because it's so demanding.
some seasonal help that's awesome. My truck drivers that we have now, they're great. They're hilarious. They've all got nicknames for each other. They all harass each other. And then we've got a seasonal guy that comes in during planting and usually during harvest, but he messed up his knee. He's kind of taking a break this year. And then we've got a full-time guy besides me, Dad, and Cyrus, and he's new. He started in July, but he's putting the effort in to learn and how we do things, and
Sure.
and he's got some experience behind him that at least guides it the correct direction to be able to get him to do that we trust him to do, at least run equipment. We've hired people before that we don't even know if they can drive tractors. We just needed help.
You just need a warm body.
Yeah.
Man.
For a lack of a better word, I don't think you like cussing on me, but you just need an ass and a seat is all you need.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
But our seasonal guys are awesome. Like I said, them truck drivers. I've told all of them that we didn't sign a contract, but I said in the fine print of your contract, you can't retire until you have a replacement that's just as good as you. Which that's what they all are. All of them are retired from something and just making a little extra side money.
Yeah. Well, in that line of work, you just need someone dependable,
Oh yeah, and they all are.
because when it's time to go, it's
Oh
time
yeah,
to go.
yeah. Well, Dave Hannick's one of them. You know Dave.
Oh yeah.
He's a hoot.
Yeah.
Him and I get to harassing each other. He'll get to moving us with the combines, and if I could get him leading us, I will, just so we can. He'll mouth on the radio and we'll mouth back, and it's just
Is he ever in a bad mood? Because he's always smiling. He's
No.
always joking. He's always
no.
giving me
He's
shit.
He's so much fun to be around.
Yeah.
All the time. All of them are, All of them. We've got 4 full-time harvest truck drivers, and they're always great. You know, one of them was leaving with me and Cy at 4 o'clock last year, and another one took me and Cy for the first time last year, and then he kind of backed off once me and Cy started going. But they're tough as nails. Andy Neal's one of them. He I don't know how old he is. I get mad at him all the time. But we were working on my combine this fall, and I'd blown a hose, and it was on the front side of my motor. So it was like a small engine compartment you had to get in, and we were trying to like figure out where it ran through. And all of a sudden, he like stuck his hand out of the engine compartment. He was like, "Here, I see it. Give me a wrench." And I'm like, "Andy, what are you doing? Get out of there." He's like, "No, I'm already in here. Give me a wrench. I'll get it." And it's just in a terrible spot. And
That's awesome.
There he is climbed in there, and he's always like, anytime anything's, Dave's obviously got mechanical background. Andy's got it. So anytime something's broke, they're always coming over and giving their input on it. Whether you're having a bad day and don't want no advice on anything or not, they've always got it. And usually you kind of think about it and you're like, okay, yeah, that is probably the way to do this.
Yeah, and I mean, one, it shows those guys really care, but
Oh,
two, they get a kick out of solving the problem.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
And they banter each other. If you get Dave and Andy together, they're hilarious.
What we get to this point of the show, and it's always like, say it with your chest.
Now, I got a story before you start this.
Okay, go ahead.
So when I first started coming around here, you know this story because I've told it.
Okay.
I didn't know whose kids were whose.
Uh-huh.
And right beside that camera, I was standing in that doorway talking to you or looking for you or something. And this little girl come up and she slapped one of them like step stools out that you had like 3 steps on it and walked up of it and poked me in the chest. And she said, "If I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to talk to you at your height." Mm-hmm. And I was like, which one is this? Who's this one belong to? And it was Emerson.
Yeah.
Which how it had been 4 years ago. She'd have been what, 7?
Oh boy.
Is she 10 now?
4 years ago, she's 10. Yeah, 6.
And I mean, she was just full of piss and vinegar from the first day I come around.
Well, I think when this segment started, like, a lot of people haven't really had the opportunity to meet Emerson other than that first episode I did with her.
Yeah.
But she is a
She's hilarious.
She's a pistol.
Oh, I like I said, she done that, and I was just like, which one are you? Do you belong to? You know, which I didn't know you guys had one that young at the time.
Yeah. She's very
Awesome.
well. Yeah, I think so. But what I'm getting at is she's very just like outgoing. She's not afraid to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And
And
she's
I'm
that way at school.
I'm 6'3", taller than you, and so
Not according to pictures we take.
I mean, she wasn't scared to jump right up there and tell me how it was. Ever since you've done the Stay with the Chest, I decided if you ever brought me on here, I had to tell that story because,
Well, that's Emerson.
I mean, because that's where it kind of come from, was from her.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, say it with your chest is like a phrase that's been around forever, but
She kind of
Emerson-
brought it into this
because
setting.
she would say it to me like when I'm trying to parent her,
She don't care.
like she's come back at me with that saying, say it with your chest. And I'm like, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. That's what I want to do. And now I'm going to be a grandpa.
Yeah. You're getting old, dude.
Yeah. I feel it every day. But I'm pretty excited about it because,
Well, I know whenever I had Cleo, all of you guys are all older than me.
yeah.
Besides Spencer. But you guys were all like, man, this it looks like kind of fun. I'm like, guys, I haven't slept.
So Courtney and I had Kaylee when we were babies.
Yeah.
And then it took 6 years. We tried to have kids and had some problems. And then we had Haven. And then like in a blink, she was pregnant again with Xander.
Yep.
And then 6 years goes by and we find out we're going to have Emerson. And because you're at that point where like, oh my God, the spread is so far. What are we going to do? How are we going to do this?
Does she rule the roost?
Emerson?
Oh, yeah.
In most scenarios,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. We make a lot of decisions based on if it's going to make her mad or not, because you just don't want to deal with it. Well, as you parent, like, you parent the first one, and then the second one's a little different, and you parent a little third one a little different, and you get to the fourth one, and you're like, as long as you survive, whatever. But, we, as shocked as we were going to have Emerson, there was always like, dang, we would like to have more.
Yeah.
And then, Courtney had female deals and had to remove the uterus and stuff. But we always wanted another
Yeah.
one. And now being able to have one that we can just like have
Yeah.
all the fun with,
and then send them home. Well, and like you guys were hard on me forever because I didn't know that I wanted another one after Rhett for a long time.
yeah,
Forever, I didn't know. And then I had my second knee surgery, and I was home with him so much, and I was like, I can do this again.
and
And it's totally different. Like the reason why I didn't want to have Rhett, or I didn't want to have Rhett, didn't want to have another one after Rhett, is like he was just so tough.
Mhm.
Like he was always upset. He was very like hard to as a baby. Like
Mhm.
they can't talk, so you don't
Yeah.
know what the heck they want. He was always upset. And he didn't know me because we had him right before harvest, and so me and Dad. He didn't like me and Dad until he was like 8 months old. Like I couldn't hold him, so I was like I didn't get any of that experience to want another one. And then, we had an emergency quote unquote C-section with him, and the umbilical cord was wrapped around twice. That's a stressful deal.
Mm.
And didn't like any of that situation. I was just like, man, I don't know. I was a lot of stress. My wife went through some stuff with it. She was a trooper. She's amazing. God, I can't speak highly enough of her. And then I just had to forget. And now Cleo, it's just like, just look at her and she's just happy. Like as long as you can see her, she's just happy as a little lark.
And like I know when you're unsure of it, I was like, dude, you need to have another one because you can't even you can't process it in your mind until
Yep.
you see them.
Yep.
Like that you will instantly love something
yeah.
that much.
Well, see, and
it's
that was
totally
my
different
thing.
love. Like,
Like,
it's,
like I didn't understand how I was going to be able to share my love for Rhett with another one.
mhm.
I didn't understand that because I only had the one, and everybody I talked to was like, "Oh, it just happens. You'll be fine." And then Cleo immediately is just
And could you imagine not having Cleo?
no.
Okay.
She's amazing. She's hilarious. Dada all the time. Dada. Destiny, she'll be doing something. Destiny will be like, no, like getting into like the dog's water bowls, and Destiny will be like, no, and pick her up, and she'll look at her, Dada. Destiny's like, yeah, she's gonna get whatever she wants. I'm like, yeah, probably.
I've left you alone long enough. I probably need to start bugging you again.
Not yet. It was like 5 years before we had one. 4.5.
Oh.
So say it with my chest. That's
Say it
what
with your
we
chest,
kind of
yeah.
way.
No, yeah, that was a good conversation though. Say it with your chest, Anthony. What is something?
I feel like you could just smack me off the table for saying, this chair for saying this, but believe in yourself. Like I always had a great support system. My family, my parents were awesome. They supported me playing basketball,
Mm-hmm.
pushed me to go to college to play. My wife's amazing. She's believed in everything I've ever done, but I always struggled that I could do it. I never thought I could play college basketball. I never thought I could farm full time. Never thought I could learn how to farm full time. And even as hard as like my dad was on me, he was supportive along the way. Like his ways of teaching were maybe kind of harsh sometimes. Now, as I'm older, I realize what he was trying to do, and it's fine. But if you just believe in yourself, you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if it's farming.
And you have to believe in yourself before anyone else will.
I'm just waiting for you to smack me out of this chair because I
Good
know we've
gosh.
had this conversation. I'm getting older. I'm getting a little wiser.
Yeah, I'd hope. I met you when you were like 12.
I was pretty much. I remember watching you before I knew you, lifting at the Brookfield School.
Well, you just
Who's this guy?
no one's gonna take you serious until you take yourself serious.
Yeah.
And really, if you just whatever it is in life, you just accept it's gonna suck
Yeah.
and just show up every
Yeah.
day. Eventually, you'll get it.
And eventually it won't suck.
Yeah.
There's still stuff that's gonna suck.
Well, it'll suck.
It's a
less.
different suck.
It'll be easier.
Yeah, you know how to handle the suck.
Yeah.
Know how to fix the suck.
And sometimes it goes right from it sucks to it blows. It just
yeah. There's no in between there. Then sometimes you can have just great days for like a week straight, but you just know the bomb's just blowing up.
You've had great days for a week straight.
Probably not quite. Not business weekdays. We'll say 5 days.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's possible. That's a really good point, Anthony. I'm glad that was what you brought up.
Well, it is. I mean, like I said, I've known you not a long time, but we've been close. We instantly got close whenever I started hanging around here.
Yeah.
And you are always on me. Like, dude, you can do it. So you always tell me, you can do it. You just got to tell yourself you can do it. When it come to, well, I was fresh off. I wasn't very far from my first knee surgery when I started hanging out. I didn't want to squat. You remember that? Didn't
Yeah.
want to squat at all. I was scared to death of it. And you finally got me squatting, and then Jared got me squatting.
Yeah.
You were pushing it too, and I loved it.
And then you
Did it
re-injured
again.
yourself.
Yeah, I did it again.
Now,
It took the wind out of my sails. The second one did. Big time.
I get it. Injuries suck. We're in a little group chat.
A little. Yeah.
It's a little.
It's
group chat.
wild though.
Just a handful of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do?
What are you
We're
gonna?
we're gonna call them, and we're gonna see who answers.
Who do you think will answer? Jared will answer.
Well, it's so tough because some days everyone will answer.
Spencer and Jared will answer. Nah, what time is it?
It is 8:00 in the morning.
Will Spencer have his kids at school yet?
Should
I seen Spencer on the road the other day. I know I forgot to message in the group chat. I seen him and he gave me the double fingers. Both of them. Got both of them. He's one of them people I was
That's a
talking
good
about.
friend right there.
Oh yeah. Didn't even hardly slow down. I hope he watches this and messages in the group.
I think he will.
But yeah, I met him right by St. Kate, and I was coming down the road in the combine, and the van blew past the first guy, like the first my head trailer. I was like, oh man, this is not a good spot. Like there's ditches on both sides. I'm like, I ain't got nowhere to go. So I get wood down, try to get over, and the van's getting closer and closer and closer. Then all of a sudden it just woes the way down, and both hands come off the steering wheel, flipping me off. And of course, then I knew who it was, and I was laughing. And off he went by and by me.
No, Spencer.
I've met him in two bad spots. I met him in a bad spot on Route U last year, and I met him on a bad spot on 11 this year.
What? I don't know. We're gonna call him, and we're just gonna see who answers.
Got it.
Here we go.
My phone's gonna start ringing. Who will answer? Are you audioing or videoing? Who's in?
Well, Jared,
I told you Jared would.
Cody,
Cody, I didn't know if he was at work.
you're on the pod. You're on the podcast.
Oh,
Tyrell,
what's up?
Are we gonna get the
Hey,
whole
dudes.
group in here? Where's
I'm
Spencer?
in class, but I just want to say I love you guys.
Tyrell answered in class.
In class. That's
You're on the
wild.
podcast. We love you,
Oh,
Dude,
fantastic.
hold on.
I
Yeah,
heard Spencer. Is the whole group? in?
Spencer. The whole
The
group.
whole group. That's impressive.
Anthony's on the podcast today, and I said we're just gonna call the group and see who picks up, and you all did.
Dang, we
quality.
must have known
That's
somebody.
That's a quality group chat.
Yeah.
We all hate each other.
I'm actually in the
What would we
studio
do
if you
down
want to see it.
Are you serious?
Right.
We're in the studio.
We're
Yeah.
in the studio.
I'm in a hotel room.
That's your
I'm sitting
life.
in the living room watching the fire.
You're watching a
Yeah, I'm
fire.
really excited. I'm doing my first single this month.
Is that the one you were sharing with us last night?
Yeah, yep.
Nice.
It's a cowboy western song about. Basically, I wrote it after watching Lonesome Dove. It's called
Always have some kind of motivation.
Mexico to Montana. I'm really excited.
Dude.
Yes, I've seen that. That is exciting.
It's going to be very,
It just sounds like you just woke
very western.
He's holding that Western tang in his voice, guys.
We,
Yeah, I've been sick.
so you
up. The real
moved.
question is how's Tyrell's baby? You
Yeah.
got to see baby yesterday, didn't he?
How was the baby yesterday?
Awesome, dude. He was moving around so much, or she.
No, it's
Pretty sure.
definitely he after that. They know now.
I'm pretty sure that I saw some stuff. That's why. I don't know for sure yet, but like I'm like
Dusty swears.
Eight.
I'm not going to find out what it is.
Dude, that's awesome, Tyrell.
moving around like crazy, measuring right at 12 weeks and 3 days. So like right on schedule for May 9th. So
Man.
There you go.
so cool to see it like real life, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real life.
Just wait till you can hold it.
It
That's when it gets real crazy.
Yeah. When
That's the best.
when that thing
It's all the best.
When they start crying, they don't stop.
yeah, when you see it for the first time, you're just gonna be amazed by how much you love something.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, you'll cry so much.
You're also gonna
Anthony.
Yeah,
You won't
Whoa,
realize
I'm
that you
gonna
can
know
love something that much.
Right.
You thought you knew what love was, but once that little thing looks up at you, Man.
Good Lord. I've heard that your heart grows.
I swear it does. 7 times.
Three sizes that day, Grinch.
3 sizes that day. I believe that's science and it is fact. Yeah. Kids definitely cry more than you ever thought. You're like, what the hell is wrong with me?
It's happening. It keeps happening as they get older.
I know. I cried 7 times just yesterday.
Is that more than the average time?
That's about on par for you though, isn't it, Spencer?
Yeah.
Anthony also wants to just say that he has bragging rights because he was the first person on the podcast.
Oh,
Well, we all know why.
Right.
That on the pod.
But does it count that I was on the very first podcast?
I was on the first one.
before
As
him?
well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Before
Jared
he
was
was
on the very first.
Yeah.
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 So not a big brag now, Anthony. Yeah. I mean, it's cool. No,
Anthony wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for me. So
That is true.
That's
That
right.
is true.
Are you his dad?
My arch
Yes.
nemesis. He
I am
brought me
daddy.
in and became my arch nemesis.
All right, guys, we'll let you go.
yep.
All right, have a good one.
Have a good one.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
That was good.
Yeah.
That couldn't have been any better.
No, but I hope everyone that's listening or watching, like, I know everyone has group chats and
Yeah.
group messages, but like, find you a group chat that will answer the call at any
Oh, yeah.
time. That's rare.
And listen to anything. I mean, we've all had our own little rants about stuff.
Oh yeah,
All of us.
it is genuinely a group where, like, if I'm having a shit day, like I can
Or a
just-
great day.
or a great day,
Yeah, we've been both ways.
but you can just go in there and just like spew it. Now the cool thing is when you spew it, like, some people are going to be having bad days themselves or whatever,
Yeah.
and they might just say, "You're a little whiny bitch,"
Yeah, yeah. But that's usually what it
and
is.
sometimes that's what you need.
Yep. Yep. Basically, just need to get over yourself.
Yeah.
Which is 9 times out of 10 the reaction we get from each other.
Yeah. But you also know, like, if you needed something,
They'd be there.
Yeah.
Yep. And we have been for different things.
yeah, for sure. Well, Anthony, thank you for taking time. I
Thanks
know
for having me.
the rain.
The rain helped us.
have
We've
this.
talked about this for.
Right, but we just had to keep waiting for
Yeah.
some days of
We've
rain.
talked about it since the beginning.
Uh-huh.
And then you saw before harvest started. You said, "I want to do one before harvest." That didn't work.
No, nothing ever works the way I envision it.
Yep.
And I haven't had an episode in a few weeks because I've had a couple people that, ended up they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, they were nervous or they didn't feel like the timing was right or whatever. So, thank you for jumping on.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah.
Not that I felt qualified.
Well, I think you're overqualified. And I just, because we're in a rural community, like the farming families play such a big
Yep.
big part in everything. So very.
I felt honored to be the one you chose. There was a lot of people in our community you could have chose instead of me that know a lot more. Any of them.
And I mean, there's a bunch of them I want to have on here, but
Yep.
I want to get everybody's perspective on
Oh, yeah.
things.
Everybody does things a little different.
That's for sure.
Yep.
All right. That's going to be it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. That stuff matters. See ya.
See you guys.
That's going to do it for this week of That Stuff Matters. Come back next week. Who knows what trouble we'll get into. If there's somebody you would like to see on the show, message me. Let me know about it. Have a great week, everybody.
That stuff matters. Oh yeah, it does. The little things, the big because. That stuff matters. That's the truth. We'll see you soon.